दोस्तों, ड्यू टू द ओवरवेलमिंग रिस्पॉन्स ऑफ आवर पॉडकास्ट मुझे बहुत सारी रिक्वेस्ट मिली है, बहुत सारा फीडबैक मिला है where you guys are asking me repeatedly to feature some young successful entrepreneurs जिन्होंने बहुत कम एज पे 30 and below बहुत ही massive success हासिल करी है, to find out what is their mindset, क्या conflicts, क्या दिक्कतें उनको आई, how did they deal with the challenges, what was their mindset, what was their thought process. So this is what our podcast is all about today. मेरे पहले guest Ashwanth Reddy started this business when he was just 19 years old, when he was in the second year engineering college. और वो बहुत ही अच्छे computer science engineering के student थे, and he was from a traditional Telugu Reddy family, which are known for sending and having a preference of their children going abroad. He qualified as an emerald at a very young age, and he fell in love and married one of his downlines, Priyanka, and just became a new father. आइए उनसे सुनते हैं. Hi Ashwanth, welcome to our Vision 100 podcast.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. So glad I'm here with you today. Thank you so much.
So Ashwanth, why don't you give us your background? थोड़ा बहुत अपने बारे में बताइए आप.
Yes, sir. I was an engineering student when I started the business opportunity, Amway guided opportunity. I had a plan to go to US, but slowly getting to know about the business through a lot of conferences and success stories and stories of people like you. I slowly realized that this opportunity had great potential even in India. So why to go to US? So I just dropped down my idea of going to US, and I pursued this business as my career. And this happened with my parents' support as well. Initially, the first 2.5 years that I achieved a significant level in the business, which was founder platinum. That gave me a strength to stay back in India because I had a sufficient backup income or whatever to stop the resistance of my parents. So I took this opportunity as my career, and I got married in 2017. I met Priya through the business. Now we are building the business fantastic.
Awesome. So you were a mechanical engineering student when you saw this business?
Computer science engineering student.
Science engineering student.
Yes.
And
yes.
Which year were you in when you saw this opportunity?
I was in 19 years of age. In 2011 it is in engineering second year.
So let me ask you, you belong to a Telugu Reddy middle class family, right? And Reddys are famous for anyhow sending their children abroad. And the USA is their favorite destination. So how did you...
Absolutely, sir. That was a culture.
So how did you resist that pressure from the family and extended family? They just wanted to ship you abroad, right? Especially computer science student.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. It's like a default program for most of our community people here. So it's like my relatives are, most of their kids are in the US even now. So my parents had a similar dream. I slowly make them understand about the business opportunity. Took some time, and I proved them that this business works, and the income which we create during my engineering final year, the incomes, lifestyle. So they got serious about the business, and they thought, yeah, this will also be a promising career for my kids. So they encouraged me.
And you got married to Priyanka, and Priyanka was downline from you in your own business. You founded through the business, right?
Yes, sir. She diamonds, generally you will say that the diamonds are found in deep. So my wife also was found to me in 6 deep. She was in 6 deep, and with one of the common uplines of hers. So we got engaged, and both our parents agreed. And the business was the main reason for our marriage actually. So we both are equally passionate about the business. So we thought this would be a great option that we would pursue our careers and our life together in partnership.
That's interesting. That's fantastic. So let me ask you something, that when you were building this business as a 19-year-old, what were the common distractions that you faced during college? Because in any entrepreneur venture, I know that in the beginning, it's very difficult to resist the pressure, and there must have been a lot of conflicts between your studies and building the business, between your high school buddies, college buddies, and building the business. So how did you deal with the conflicts, and how did you handle the distractions?
Yes, sir. The distractions initially mainly were with my friends actually. Those people putting me down and dragging me back. So always putting me a lot of pressure, because every day generally we go to college. So every day there is a possibility of massive distraction with them spending together the time after the college hours. I clearly remember earlier before the business, I used to stay in the college for 2-3 hours extra, and we just used to roam and everything. But once slowly I understood the business and the potential of the business and the opportunity which I can have after my engineering life. So I got serious about the business. So once the college is finished by 4 p.m., I was out of the college, because if we were in the same environment and not expecting any distractions, that would be silly, I feel. So better to just clear off the environment initially. So I cleared off my friends' environment once I was out of the college, and partying. I used to have a lot of roaming, partying, movies, cricket. Cricket was one of my. I used to play, and I also used to watch a lot of cricket even during all the night. Like some matches being played in West Indies, Australia, we used to watch complete whole night. So that passions, all those things just transferred into the business actually. So I found something which I loved in the business. So I had a little interest in other subjects, like all those small things. And the one more thing was, especially during that age, Facebook was very new. I used to come home and sit over Facebook and chatting, friends, everything. So once I decided, no. And one more thing I have to mention, the distractions were the reason actually for me building the business.
Really?
So most of my friends used to, heckle at me, and they used to laugh at me that, Ashwanth, you are not going to succeed in this business. It's just waste of time. Why are you wasting time? So I used to think deep in myself, and I have to prove that this business will work, because they can't put down somebody like me. I'm such a guy. So I want to come back strong, that I want to prove them wrong, and I want to show that this business works. And initial 50,000 rupees, I took it up seriously through the business, only because to show it to my friends that this business works. So if I am so committed, so how can I waste time with them just like that? So that was the reason I used to just come out of their circle. The main reason was the dream and the commitment which I had for my life actually. That gave me a sincere passion for building the business in spite of having a lot of distractions also.
That's interesting. That's fantastic. It means that, wherever you put your focus, that's where your energy goes. That's where your mind goes. And what you did was you just changed your focus from your distractions. Sir. From your distractions, you changed the focus to the dream.
Yes.
Basically.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
Did you also have a vision board घर पे? आपने लगाए थे pictures अपने dreams की?
Initially, whenever upline leaders used to tell you have to write down the goals, yellow chat, green marker. So I used to think, writing these goals, I used to put down BMW cars. So all those fancy dreams, as you told in the latest podcast show, Why to Dream. So it was just out of a copied dream from somebody else in the audio talk or somewhere.
Yeah, most of us do that. Yeah.
Homes. But that was not so serious dream, sir. As you told in the podcast, our dream has to have certain emotion element inside it. So that emotion, my friends gave me the real emotion, So they are the daily motivation for, because I meet them regularly. So they put me down, they heckle at me, they laugh at me. That was the serious reason to prove this business.
तो आपने क्या किया कि अपना focus अपने distraction से अपने dreams को बदल दिया, basically.
Yes,
that's what
sir.
you did, right? How did you do that?
Yes, sir. Main thing is the time investment. So after my engineering typical day, I used to come home and I used to communicate with my coaches, mentors every day, and I used to attend every weekly meeting which was available over our place, and every audio talks, video talks, and all the books recommended by our coaches. That put me on track. So generally daytime the track will be off track, and once I come back evening on track with all the tools which were available to me, especially the coaches. They used to surround me, and they used to protect me like a baby. So those were the people. And everybody will have certain people in their lives who protect them just like that, sir. So these are the tools which help me focus actually.
So didn't you feel that you were living like Clark Kent during the day and Superman during the night? दो identities maintain कर रहे थे उस वक्त.
Absolutely, sir. I clearly remember this. The daytime I used to have a bike, Pulsar 220, t-shirt, jeans, woodland shoes, Pulsar 220, daytime college. Once I come back home, I doesn't used to like putting on formal shirts, pants, black shoes, And I used to feel, uncles will wear all those things. I am a student, guys. So our parents used to know you have to show your seriousness, you have to be disciplined.
Right.
So I didn't used to like, but you always say that the things which we don't like, which we feel uncomfortable, are the most important things which you need to do sometimes.
That's true, very true. You have to turn your discomfort into comfort, and whatever you have to build your business in inconvenience, not your convenience. That's very true. Now, what is your advice for
Exactly.
What is your advice for young budding entrepreneurs? Because वो बहुत जल्दी defocus हो जाते हैं, and they tend to give up too fast. Business build किया, impatience है, and अगर थोड़े time के बाद they feel like it's taking too long to get the results, वो थक बहुत जल्दी जाते हैं. They develop a fatigue too fast. So, what is your advice for young budding entrepreneurs? How should they keep themselves focused and not give up too fast? Because results take time to measure.
Absolutely, sir. So, especially I feel the main thing is they got to understand the business. Most of the people don't understand what a business is and how it runs. They think just this is also an income opportunity. Absolutely, it is. But there are many different parameters which we need to understand, and the dynamics of it, and how it works on the long run, how networks are built, and how much time is it going to take to get better at people skills, communication skills, especially on leadership, dealing with people, relationships. These are all the subjects which we got to get educated, and it takes time, definitely. But I suggest most of the youngsters, please be focused on whatever your coaches and mentors are guiding you, especially in regard to your personal development, like the podcast, like the video talks and the books and all the meetings, especially the digital meetings. So if we become better, the business becomes better. So outside scenarios don't change unless we change inside. So that's what I felt. The initial 2 years, 3 years that I broke Founder Platinum was because I was an addict, I can say, on growing myself. I saw this subject is so real, so live, and I felt this is somewhere which I belong. Like like in Avatar, the hero, when he goes to the other planet, he feels that I am his tribe. I am the tribe. I'm a person who belongs to this tribe. So I felt this is the area. These are the people. This is my religion, my people. So I should not leave this because it was so emotional for me. It was not only on logical end, not only on the superficial level. It was so deeply connected, just like love, mother.
Very
so
true.
I took this business. It was so inside my heart, sir. So I suggest everybody to get educated about the business slowly. We love only the people who we understand most, even in spite of having lot of arguments. Similarly, business might be arguing with us most of the times, but we understand it better. We want to live with it only if we go through it for certain period of time, at least 2 to 3 years, 4 years, I suggest.
Awesome. That's great. Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Ashwanth. I know that you're building some serious assets for yourself, and I know that you have some very ambitious goals. And मुझे पता है कि बहुत ही जल्दी जो है आप अपने बड़े-बड़े goals जो है achieve करने वाले हैं. You're going to be an inspiration for all the young entrepreneurs around India.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. You people are always the biggest blessings which I have got. So the biggest reward through Amway business is people like you. So that's what I always tell. So we can't find this anywhere, especially the mentorship. And thank you for choosing us here, and thank you for being in our lives, sir. All the coaches and people like you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, my friend. Take care. Love you. Bye. Dosto, after listening to Ashwanth Reddy, I realized that there is no straight road to success in entrepreneurship. जो उनकी सबसे अच्छी बात मुझे लगी वो ये थी कि उन्होंने बताया कि जो भी उनके distractions थे, जो उनके दोस्त उन पे मजाक उड़ाते थे, who used to heckle him, he turned his distractions into his dream. उनको prove करने के लिए, उनका मुंह बंद करने के लिए, that became one of his biggest motivations to build this business and biggest motivations for success in this business. दूसरा उन्होंने मुझे बताया कि he transferred his passions into the business. जो चीज़ उन्हें as a college person अच्छी लगती थी, he used to enjoy, watching cricket, playing cricket, this, that, जो भी वो अपनी passions ढूंढते थे अपने college life में, उन सब passions को उन्होंने इस business पे ढूंढना शुरू कर दिया, transferring his passions into the business, Time commitment, oh my gosh, that was so good. He said he is almost addicted about becoming better. Self-development, personal development is a very big thing with all successful entrepreneurs. And then he talked about how his uplines used to protect him like a baby. And the best example I liked about what he gave was that, शुरू में जब हम इस बिजनेस में आते हैं, इन एनी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप जर्नी, हमारी एक नॉर्मल दुनिया होती है और फिर एक हमारी दुनिया होती है जिसमें हम घुसते हैं एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर. एंड ही कंपेयर्ड दैट टू दैट मूवी अवतार बाय जेम्स कैमरन, इसमें जो हीरो होता है, ही वॉज अ ह्यूमन बीइंग ड्यूरिंग द नाइट एंड ही वॉज ट्रांसफॉर्म्ड इनटू अ नावी ड्यूरिंग द डे टाइम. एंड pretty soon उसको वो नावी की जो दुनिया होती है इतनी अच्छी लगने लगती है कि pretty soon that became more real for him than his human existence. I think what he's trying to say is this, कि जब हम इस बिजनेस में, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की दुनिया में, एम्बे की दुनिया में आते हैं तो शुरू में अटपटा लगता है, लेकिन धीमे धीमे वो दुनिया इतनी अच्छी लगती है हमें कि फिर हमें अपनी वापस वाली दुनिया में आने का मन नहीं करता. You just fall in love with everything about this business. So I loved this conversation with Ashwanth. My second guest is founder Emerald Gurans Pal Singh Maan. Gurans belongs to a traditional Punjabi Sikh family. He was exposed to the Amway guided entrepreneurship opportunity when he was a third year student in electronics engineering, and he was almost set to go to Australia on a scholarship and get settled there. आइए उनके मुंह से सुनते हैं कि ऐसी क्या चीज़ थी जो उनको इस बिजनेस में लेके आई, and how did he brave all the challenges to become one of the most successful young entrepreneurs in the world of Amway business. Welcome, Gurans. Welcome to our Vision 100 podcast.
Thank you so much, Sumiji. It's a pleasure to be here.
You were one of the most sought after guests. बहुत से लोग मुझे रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे थे कि मैं आपसे बात करूं आज, तो मैं आपसे कुछ सवाल पूछना चाहता हूं. पहले तो आप अपनी बैकग्राउंड बताओ मुझे.
Yes, मैं सुमिजी I was doing my electronics engineering और थर्ड ईयर में था जब मैंने एमबीए अपॉर्चुनिटी को देखा. And my father used to working with central government और मेरे मदर हाउसवाइफ थे. And this is where I come from.
आप पंजाब से बिलोंग करते हो ना, नियर चंडीगढ़ पटियाला?
जी, नियर चंडीगढ़, पंजाब से एक छोटा सा मेरा शहर है सरहिंद, फतेहगढ़ साहिब, वहाँ से मैं रहता हूँ.
Tell me something that कभी-कभी लोगों को दिक्कत आती है जब वो बहुत यंग एज पे बिजनेस शुरू करते हैं तो उनको पेरेंट्स से सपोर्ट नहीं मिलता. Did you ever face any challenges like this?
मेरी स्टोरी तो ऐसे थी कि I was very young, 5th और 6th स्टैंडर्ड में था. That time I used to share emails with my cousin जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में काफी वेल सेटल्ड थे. And I had picturized myself कि ऐसे ऑस्ट्रेलिया में जाऊंगा, अपनी फर्दर स्टडीज को परस्यू करूंगा. So I had an Australian dream जो मेरे पंजाब में अक्सर लोग कनाडा और ऑस्ट्रेलिया और अमेरिका की जैसा होता है. लेकिन थिंग्स चेंज व्हाइल इंजीनियरिंग करते करते एमबीए अपॉर्चुनिटी को देखा, एक ग्लोबल अपॉर्चुनिटी देखा और ये लगा कि यार ये मैं चाहता हूँ लाइफ में. और जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया जाने का डिसीजन है वो मेरा कम है, मेरी सोसाइटी और जिन लोगों का मेरे ऊपर इन्फ्लुएंस है उनका ज्यादा डिसीजन है. सो देयर एंड देन आई डिसाइडेड टू बिल्ड दिस.
Wow, that's a very bold decision for somebody so young.
जी, और मेरे केस में तो आई थिंक माय बिगर रोल हैड बीन प्लेड बाय मेरी अपलाइंस का. सो मेरे वहाँ पे रिलेशंस इतने अच्छे बन गए और उनकी आंखों से, उनके थ्रू मैं अपना फ्यूचर बहुत अच्छे से देख पाया कि ये अपॉर्चुनिटी मुझे क्या क्या दे सकती है. एंड आई कंपेयर्ड कि मैं अगर 10 साल अपने इस अपॉर्चुनिटी में लगाता हूँ और 10 साल मैं एक डिफरेंट कंट्री में जाकर लगाता हूँ और व्हाट आई विल बी एज अ पर्सन मैं कैसा हूँ, तो मेरे लिए बहुत इजी हो गया दैट टाइम डिसीजन लेने.
So as a third year engineering student and being so young, especially जो culture है नॉर्थ में पंजाब साइड पे, what were the kind of distractions you had, when you were building this business in college as a youngster?
काफी आती हैं और डिस्ट्रैक्शंस ये नहीं है कि एक बार आती हैं और चली जाती हैं. डिफरेंट फेसेस में आती हैं वो और एक डिफरेंट पैकेजेस में बनकर आती हैं. बट जो एनवायरनमेंट, जो एक इकोसिस्टम हमने उसमें जीने लग गए तो आई थिंक वो पर्पस बहुत डिफाइंड था. और स्टार्टिंग में डिस्ट्रैक्शंस आई लेकिन कई बार फियर या ड्रीम दोनों में से एक काम करता है. मेरे केस में फियर ज्यादा काम किया कि इतना बड़ा डिसीजन भी दिया है और अगर सक्सेसफुल भी नहीं हुए तो क्या करेंगे लाइफ में. सो आई थिंक फियर मूव मी, और डिस्ट्रैक्शंस को हमेशा खत्म करने के लिए मेरे केस में दैट वाज समथिंग आई ऑलवेज फियर्ड कि अगर मैंने ना किया तो आई वुड बी लूजिंग बिग टाइम. सो दैट व्हाट मेड मी कि मैं डिस्ट्रैक्शंस में ज्यादा इन्वॉल्व नहीं हुआ.
Oh, that's amazing. You know, you took fear positively because बहुत सी बार लोग ना डर से डर जाते हैं.
जी.
And they get paralyzed by that. And I kind of really love what you just said. You took fear as a motivating factor कि अब लोगों को दिखाना है because I have taken such a big decision.
Right.
Tell me something that, how do you keep yourself focused? Because I know कि journey, entrepreneurship की जो journey होती है smooth तो होती नहीं है. It is not a straight line. Zigzag होती है, ऊपर नीचे होती है. तो अप्स एंड डाउन्स भी आए होंगे. तो यंग एज पे इतनी मैच्योरिटी या कैसे मतलब आपने अपने आप को लेवल रखा उस वक्त?
आई थिंक फोकस में मेरे लिए सबसे बड़ा जो फैक्टर काम बना कि हर साल एवरी मंथ आई स्टार्टेड, या हर साल अपने आप को बेटर करने के लिए सेल्फ इम्प्रूवमेंट इतने की, क्योंकि आई केम फ्रॉम अ बैकग्राउंड जिसपे मुझे हमेशा लगता था कि मेरी सेल्फ इमेज इतना हाई नहीं था लाइफ में, और अपने बारे में हमेशा मैं छोटा ही सोचता था. दिस वॉज अ प्लेटफॉर्म विच गेव मी समथिंग टू बी ऑन माई ओन. और जैसे आपने बताया कि एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इज एन एडवेंचरस जर्नी, और उसमें फोकस रहने के लिए माई गोल्स, माई पर्पस, दे वर सो स्ट्रॉन्ग दैट एवरी मॉर्निंग आई वॉज एबल टू केप्ट स्टैंडर्ड्स फॉर मी. और ऐसी कमिटमेंट जो मैंने अपने ड्रीम्स और गोल्स में हमेशा ईयर आफ्टर ईयर रखी, that what made, I think, my team, my people to be with me, और उनका मेरा जो इन्फ्लुएंस या हमें टीम बिल्डिंग में जो चीज चाहिए होती हैं, that helped me. So being focused is for me is all about पर्पस कितना स्ट्रांग है और हमारे गोल्स और कितने वो वेल डिफाइंड हैं, and this is what get me going.
आपने भी अपनी ड्रीम्स की पिक्चर लगाई थी अपने घर में? कोई विजन बोर्ड बनाया था आपने?
मैंने तो ऐसे ड्रीम्स हमेशा डिफाइन किए हैं सुमित जी, इतनी क्लियर कट प्रोसेस है. आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर आई वाज जस्ट 22, और जब मुझे बताया गया मेरी अपलाइंस और एमबीए की तरफ से कि दिस इज वेयर वी गोइंग टू बी इन 2014 एंड 15, ऐसे ट्रिप्स आएंगे, तो आई जस्ट डिफाइंड माई एवरी रूट दैट मैं कैसे एमबीए के साथ घूम रहा हूँ पूरी दुनिया को. दिस इज हाउ आई कीप माई विजन बोर्ड लाइक दैट.
सो यू लव ट्रैवलिंग ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड. और क्या हॉबीज हैं आपकी? व्हाट एल्स आर योर पैशंस?
आई लव रीडिंग, और रीडिंग ऐसा मतलब कोई भी ऐसी हॉबी नहीं है कि जस्ट मेरे पास टाइम है तो चलो कर लेता हूँ. आई ऑलवेज डू समथिंग टू ब्रिंग समथिंग न्यू इन मी, टू लर्न सम न्यू स्किल्स, एंड दिस इज व्हाट आई फाइंड इन माई बुक्स. और अभी रिसेंटली जो मैंने बुक्स पढ़ी हैं उसमें ऐसी लर्निंग्स मैंने ली दैट इज from where I can see the bright future in Amway with technology and all these innovations. और I love traveling with my business friends and families. तो उसमें तो ट्रैवलिंग में तो हमेशा ऐसा कुछ पता नहीं क्या आ जाता है, नयापन अपने आप में, कितना क्लियर लाइफ दिखने लग जाता है. फॉर मी ट्रैवलिंग इज लाइक दैट. और आई लव कुकिंग. हेल्दी कुकिंग इज माई पैशन. घर में इनोवेशन करता रहता हूँ, नई नई चीजें बनाकर, एंड सोशल मीडिया पे भी पोस्ट करता रहता हूँ व्हाट आई लव टू कुक समटाइम्स.
Wow, that's amazing because you're right. Many people confuse hobbies with just time pass and enjoyment, but hobbies are basically for self-actualization. They actually help you discover and be aligned with your purpose in your life. जैसे आपने बताया कि ट्रैवलिंग भी ऐसा नहीं कि घूमना फिरना मस्ती करना ही सिर्फ हो रहा है, वो भी बहुत कुछ सिखाती है आपको. You travel the world, you learn so many things.
True.
And I love that approach. That's very, very good. So tell me something, मैंने जितना भी आपको ऑब्जर्व किया है, I've seen that you are always trying to improve yourself. and आपने भी बात करी थी सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट की. एक एंटरप्रेन्योर जो होता है, they always know that there is so much they don't know. बहुत सी चीजें उनको नहीं मालूम है, उनको पता है कि नहीं मालूम है, तो वो हमेशा ढूंढते रहते कि मैं या तो किसी से मिल जाऊं जो मुझे वो चीज सिखा दे, या मुझे कोई किताब मिल जाए जिससे मैं वो खुद सीख लूं. सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट का मैं देखा है कि यू आर ऑलवेज ट्राइंग टू इम्प्रूव योरसेल्फ. सो व्हाट इज द प्रोसेस? हाउ डू यू कीप योरसेल्फ ऑलवेज अप टू डेट? कैसे अपने स्किल्स अपग्रेड करते हो?
फॉर मी ऑलवेज सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट से मैंने देखा है कि नॉट ओनली यू ग्रो योरसेल्फ बट यू हेल्प सो मेनी अदर्स जिनकी आप हेल्प कर देते हो अपने जर्नी में उनको ग्रो करने के लिए. एंड फॉर मी सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट हैज बीन द बिगेस्ट टूल एन एमवे बिजनेस, कई बार लोगों को लगता है कि हमें बिजनेस में ग्रोथ के लिए वो करना पड़ेगा, ये करना पड़ेगा, बट मेरे लिए सबसे बड़ा टूल है कि अपने इनर सर्कल को, फर्स्ट सर्कल को, एज यू ऑलवेज सेड, कि उसको हमने ग्रो कर दिया, एवरीथिंग एल्स गेट्स, मतलब वो अपने पोजीशन हो जाती हैं और सब चीजें ग्रो करने लग जाती हैं. सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट के लिए सुमित जी, लोगों को कई बार लगता है कि लीडर्स लगता है बहुत सारा काम करते हैं और बहुत सारी चीजें करती हैं, बट आई थिंक हम, जैसे आपने भी कई बार बताया परेतो प्रिंसिपल के बारे में, एंड ऑल्सो रेड इन द बुक, कि हम वो टॉप 20% प्रायोरिटी चीजों पे फोकस करते हैं और वहां से 80% आउटपुट्स निकालते हैं. तो दैट इज ब्यूटिफुल टू कीप अस हैप्पी एंड गोइंग इन द सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट जर्नी.
And what about your time management? Because I know that you never ever waste even a single moment and you just don't do things casually.
बहुत बार क्या होता है कि मैंने जो अपने एक्सपीरियंस में देखा है कि लोग विशेस होती हैं, उनकी ड्रीम्स होते हैं, एस्पिरेशंस होती हैं. फॉर मी आइडियल डे को एक आपको विजुअलाइज करना बहुत जरूरी होता है. दैट व्हाट कंप्लीट्स आवर मंथ्स एंड ईयर्स एंड व्हाट वी वांट. हम जो लाइफ में चाहते हैं वो सब कुछ अपने आप अलाइंड हो जाता है. सो आई विजुअलाइज माई डे कि सुबह उठकर अगर मुझे चांस मिल गया एक्सरसाइज का, फिर उसके बाद एक अच्छा सा प्रोटीन शेक, एंड 15-20 मिनट में सुबह उठकर ही बुक पढ़ लेता हूँ. मेरी वोकैबुलरी में नए शब्द आ जाते हैं, नई चीज़ें मैं सीख जाता हूँ अर्ली मॉर्निंग. और मुझे लगता है टाइम मैनेजमेंट में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ मैं क्यों करता हूँ, बिकॉज हम अपने स्टैंडर्ड जब खुद सेट करते हैं, हमारे जो कस्टमर्स हैं, हमारे जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स हैं, हमारी जितनी भी टीम है, चाहे हम कोई भी लेवल्स अचीव कर लें, चाहे जितने भी बिजनेस में बड़े बन जाएं, वो हमें तभी फॉलो करेंगे जब हमने अपने स्टैंडर्ड्स को सेट किया हुआ है और उनको हम ढंग से उनको कर रहे हैं, तो पीपल विल फॉलो अस. सो फॉर मी टाइम मैनेजमेंट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
No, I love the fact what you just said. You visualize your day, how it's going to be. और हर रोज जो भी आप अपनी टास्क बनाते हो, you always visualize कि मेरा दिन अच्छा जाएगा, and that kind of affirms और reaffirms the fact कि मतलब you want your day to go. लोग कहाँ डिफोकस हो जाते हैं, आपको क्या लगता है? बिकॉज मैंने क्या देखा है कि शुरू में सब लोग जब आते हैं इस बिजनेस में, दे वांट रिजल्ट, बट दे वांट रिजल्ट टू क्विकली. अपने आप को चेंज करने की बजाय वो चीजों को आसपास चेंज करने की बहुत ज्यादा कोशिश कर, और पेशेंस कम होती है, तो कहीं ना कहीं पर लोगों को फिटिंग, थकान बहुत जल्दी आ जाती है. तो लोग डिस्ट्रैक्टेड कैसे होते हैं और उनको कैसे बढ़ाएं उनकी, ताकि वो लंबे समय तक टिके रहें एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर किसी भी बिजनेस में, किसी भी एंडेवर में लाइफ में?
फॉर मी हमेशा डिस्ट्रैक्शन आनी, पेशेंस लूज करना, एंड बीइंग अ यंग, जब मैं आया था इस बिजनेस में, चाहे आज भी ड्यूरिंग द कोविड टाइम्स, आई थिंक एवरीथिंग इज टेस्टिंग अस बिग टाइम. तो मैं तो देखता हूँ कि मैंने तो अपनी इंजीनियरिंग, अपनी डिग्री को कभी यूटिलाइज ही नहीं किया. एंड मेरे पास इतने एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हैं, यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, उन्होंने भी अपनी वो डिग्री को यूज नहीं किया, एंड दे स्टार्टेड विद एमवे गाइडेड एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. एंड ड्यूरिंग दीज टफ टाइम्स दिमाग में तो थॉट आया कि यार अगर अब ऐसी सिचुएशन में आ गए हैं कि क्या होगा क्या फ्यूचर में. सो आई थिंक हमें कई बार अपने जब बातें अपने आप से करते हैं, कई बार सवाल अपने आप ही मिल जाते हैं कि एमवे एज अ बिग कॉर्पोरेशन जो इस 100 कंट्रीज में अपना एक्सपेंशन को देख रही है, एंड व्हेन दे फिगर द बिजनेस आउट, हमारा बिजनेस भी उनके साथ ही फिगर आउट होता है. तो आई थिंक people who are young in their 20s or 30s, they should be grateful कि ऐसी कॉर्पोरेशन और ऐसे बिजनेस मॉडल के साथ उनको काम करने का एक मौका मिल रहा है. समटाइम्स 23, 24, 25 साल की उम्र में सुमित जी 50,000, 1 लाख लोगों को अट्रैक्ट करता है, मनी अट्रैक्ट करता है, बट देयर कम्स अ टाइम व्हेन वो पैसा उनको अट्रैक्ट नहीं करेगा. एंड our main accomplishment for me is not what I have accomplished through this business अब तक, बट मेरे लिए अकम्प्लीमेंट वो है कि जो हमने एबिलिटीज अपने अंदर लेके आ चुके हैं, जिसके आने वाले सालों में जो हम अकम्प्लिश करने जा रहे हैं, दैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर मी एज अ पर्सन. और जब मैं अपने कई बार दोस्तों को देखता हूँ जो नॉन एमवे, उन्होंने जो हमारे इस बिजनेस मॉडल में नहीं है, दे स्टार्ट लूजिंग देयर एनर्जी इन देयर करंट जॉब और ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस, स्टार्ट गेटिंग बोर्ड बाय देयर 30s and 40s. But here I look people from many years, leaders like you, leaders like many others, जिनमें हमेशा ही कुछ नयापन और नई एनर्जी रहती है. तो मैं तो हमेशा यही चीजें देखते आगे बढ़ता रहा हूँ, और मैं देखता हूँ कि लोग कई बार छोटी सी चीज देखकर वो गिव अप कर जाते हैं, एंड दे जस्ट बिकम द वॉचर्स. वो देखते रहते हैं लोगों को, बट being here in the journey of self development or adventurous journey like entrepreneurship, हम अपने चैलेंज खुद डिफाइन करते हैं. बाहर वाले जितने भी लोग हैं उनको इधर उधर से चैलेंजेस आते हैं. So it's better to have the own challenge for ourselves rather than कि किसी के challenge को हम figure out करें.
That's amazing. That's amazing thought. That's very true. The true wealth in life is not how much money is in the bank account. The true wealth is basically what you become, because people can take away everything. Earthquake आ सकता है, घर गिर सकता है, गाड़ी चली आ सकती है, economic problems can wipe out your bank account, but what you are inside, nobody can take that away from you.
जी.
Another question for you now is this, कि India is full of entrepreneurs and young entrepreneurs, और सब के सब लोग जो है ना, they all want to get results fast and quick. Is there anything like fast and quick?
I think मेरे लिए fast and quick उतना important नहीं होता, because I am a marathon runner.
Okay.
For maybe somebody got aspired to, मतलब उनको 100 मीटर भागने में मजा ज्यादा आता होगा. But to be a marathon runner, consistency is fast and quick.
So consistency is very important.
Yes, और मेरे लिए तो always अपनी जर्नी में जब मैं अपनी देखता हूँ year by year the growth, it's not only about getting big fast in the business, but it's more important कि कैसे हम वहां पर पहुंच के अपने आप को मेंटेन करते हैं. That is for me is very important. चाहे वो हमारी self development है, चाहे वो lifestyle है. This is what I do.
Gurans, I have watched you create a huge community of young entrepreneurs in India, and they all literally worship you. वो आपको पूछते हैं, आपको follow करते हैं, and you're like a big brother to so many aspiring young entrepreneurs all over India. I've seen the kind of fan following you have. How did you become that kind of a person? And was it just your DNA? Was it your hard work? Did any mentorship played a role in you getting here? Is it a combination of things? क्या ऐसी चीजें हैं? कोई अगर आपसे पूछता है कि गुरंस मुझे भी आप जैसा बनना है, तो क्या एडवाइस दोगे उसको?
I think it's a combination of many things, Sumiji. And first thought that I got from this organization was if you have to build Amway business, आपको decide करना पड़ेगा to like people genuinely.
Yeah.
This is the golden rule मैंने जो Amway टीम बिल्डिंग प्रोसेस में देखा है. और मोटिवेशन आपकी दूसरे लोगों को ग्रो करने में होनी चाहिए, ना कि अपने इंटरेस्ट को ग्रो करने में होनी चाहिए. दैट इज अ मैनिपुलेशन. सो पीपल गेट कंफ्यूज्ड बाय मोटिवेशन एंड मैनिपुलेशन. हमेशा अगर हम दूसरों को प्यार करेंगे, दूसरों के इंटरेस्ट की बातें करेंगे, हम उनको फाइंड आउट करेंगे व्हाट टिक देम टू, भला उनके गोल्स और ड्रीम्स बाहर आए, जिससे एक फ्रेंडली एनवायरनमेंट क्रिएट करेंगे. हम हमेशा अपने आप को पॉलिश करने में, अपनी टीम को पॉलिश करने में इंटरेस्ट और टाइम ज्यादा लगाएंगे. तो आई थिंक इन्फ्लुएंस और ये सब कुछ अपने आप आता है सुमेजी. आई थिंक नोबडी हैज टू फोकस ऑन कि मुझे लोग कैसे प्यार करेंगे. इट्स अबाउट हम लोगों को क्या देंगे. इन द रिटर्न इफ यू गेट समथिंग, आई थिंक वी आर ग्रेटफुल टू द गॉड. बट आज भी मेरी मेंटालिटी तो ऐसी होती है कि लोगों के लिए काम करना है. इट्स इम्पोर्टेंट, rest everything.
So I think you have given a very good definition of a server-based leadership. जिसमें आप लोगों को इतना देते हो genuine दिल से, authentically, कि you get much more in return. And I think it is in giving that we receive.
जी.
Because if you only want, but you don't believe in giving, then you won't get what you want because you're not giving anything. And I think that you बिल्कुल सही बोला आपने कि पैसा जो है, it is not about just some business deal that you do. Wealth is in direct proportion to the value you add in people's lives. And I think you have truly, as a leader, added value in your team, and that's why your community keeps growing and growing and growing. Gurans, thanks a lot for spending time with me. I know that you have some very big goals. और मुझे पता है कि आने वाले 2-3 सालों में your goals that you have set for yourself and the high standards you set for yourself, you are going to achieve them many times over. And you're going to be a shining example for a lot of young entrepreneurs all over India, all across the world.
All thanks to you, Sumeji, and all the team and the organization and the things you are doing for us.
Gurans, take care. Love you very much and have a great day.
Thank you.
Dosto, I really enjoyed talking to Gurans and I learned a lot. I love the way he talked about how his self-image was low initially and he was always trying to raise his self-image. And I love the fact that he talked about the Pareto principle, because बहुत सी बार क्या होता है कि हम लोगों के पास इतनी चीज़ें होती हैं करने के लिए इस business में. There are so many things that we have to do in this business that we don't understand that it is 20% of our work and our daily activities which give 80% of our output or results. और वो 20% activities क्या है इस हफ्ते की, इस दिन की? It is all a matter of self-analysis, counseling, but it's very important that we understand that this Pareto principle mindset is very important for us doing our daily activities and setting goals for our tasks. I also love the fact that he talks about visualizing his daily routine. I love the fact that he said कि आपको अपने खुद के high standards set करने होते हैं. You have to set your own high standards. You have to raise the bar high for yourself rather than adjusting to the standards of people around you. And he talked about measuring the success not in terms of what he has but what he has become. And that to me was the biggest takeaway when he said, you know, you have to motivate your tribe, you have to motivate your community and not manipulate them. And in fact, he said very clearly that success is not measured in terms of how much have you got but what you have become in the process. So guys, मुझे लगता है कि the road to success in entrepreneurship, whether it's Amway guided entrepreneurship model or any success or any venture, it's not about some magic formula or a magic pill, but it's all a combination of so many different things in life. Valuing the people around you, being obsessive and compulsive about your personal growth, कितना अपने आप को improve कर सकते हैं, making sure you take the best use of the mentorship and the coaching program you have available, always making sure that you genuinely love people and appreciate people around you. This is all from my side today. I love talking to both Gurans and Ashwanth and chatting with all of you. Love you all very much. Talk to you next time.